Hello YouTube, and welcome back to Let's Play Bloons Tower Defense 5 Deluxe Edition. In case you didn't see last Friday's episode, or if you didn't quite understand what it was, I was just playing through, just a second, I was just playing through, which track is it? Hold on, Alpine Lake and Fireworks on hard, and I just fast forwarded through it so that I could just get both of them in one episode. So if you want to see how I did that, then you can go back and watch that episode. I always have a link in the description for the last episode, although I should probably start also putting a link for the next episode. But anyways, this is a new track, not hard mode, what's it called? The maze. And I'm actually going to start off with a Buccaneer. I've never played on this track before, but because I saw that there was water right there, I figured I want to use a Buccaneer. So, don't know if that's the best decision. I'm pretty sure I would place my towers on the green hedge part of the maze, and then obviously the balloons will go through the actual maze part of it. And it seems that the balloons will just they'll just be following these paths through the maze. So this will be really interesting. I think this is a good track for Glaive Ricochet, or maybe it won't be, because just because of how the path is all winding around and everything, having a Glaive Ricochet might be helpful to keep the glaives on the path and follow the balloons even throughout all this crazy pathing. However, there may be times when the balloons are a little too far apart, so the Glaive Ricochet might not be able to follow all of it. But obviously, like I said, this is the first time I played this track, so I don't actually know how it's going to go. But let's get some faster shooting. I mean, not faster shooting. Yeah, faster shooting. I was thinking I wanted to get more range so I could attack the balloons from closer, or from farther, I guess. But, so yeah, I got faster shooting, and then after, or during this next round, I should have enough money for the longer cannons, longer cannons. I don't think actually having a longer cannon is what gives it more range, but, you know, whatever. So now I've got longer cannons, which actually didn't give it that much more range, which is kind of lame. But, oh well. I'm going to try to upgrade my Buccaneer more, because with the camo detection upgrade, it'll be able to defeat all balloons, or all balloon types. So then maybe once I get a Destroyer, or I might just leave it as a 2-2 Buccaneer, then I'll go for my Glaive Ricochet to see how well that does. And I think I might place it near the beginning, maybe? I don't know. Again, I've never played this track, and I'm not sure if this is anything. It looks like just some sort of, like this one, the little statue or a platform pillar in the middle of the maze, just to stop you from placing a tower there or something. Because, oh yeah, you can place a tower there. Never mind. Just for decoration. Alright, get the grape shot, and at 270, so at the end of this round, or by the end of this round, maybe, I should have enough for the crow's nest. And again, every time I'm recording these videos, I always feel like I have a stuffy nose, even though I don't feel sick, like, when I'm not recording the episode. It's so weird. Alright, so now that I've got camo detection, and the Dreadnought gives me lead popping ability, and it has a decent fire rate and good range, considering the way this track is set up, I think this Buccaneer is good to go for now. I'll definitely upgrade it to Destroyer later, but right now I'm going to try to get a Boomerang Thrower, because that would be nice. It's always nice to have a Boomerang Thrower, especially when you've got the specialty building and the Double Renga deluxe upgrade to really maximize their power. Even though getting Glaive Ricochet kind of defeats the purpose of the specialty building. If you know what that specialty building does. I guess if you don't, I could explain it here. Because it's been a while since I've really gone through and explained all the towers. I'm assuming that those of you who are watching this already know how Bloons works, so I don't really need to explain all the basics. Like any of you that just started watching, if this is your first episode for any of you that are watching of my Let's Play, then I'm pretty sure you already know how Bloons works and how all these towers work, and there's plenty of other people that explain everything better than I do, so not sure if I should actually take time to explain everything, but if you want me to go back, and not really go back, but make a sort of tutorial episode again where I just I'll start a new profile and go through the beginning few stages and just explain everything again, or I could just go through and actually place one, explain it, place another, explain it, maybe in sandbox mode or something. But if that's something you'd be interested in, let me know. Also, I said that I was going to move my special viewer challenges videos thing to Saturday, and then I didn't post one this Saturday, partly because I was busy and partly because no one requested any challenges this week. I know that there's probably more challenges on other videos that I haven't done yet, but it would be helpful for you to request those, I guess, on these newer videos, like from now until Friday, or I guess really until like Saturday in the morning. You can request that I do some kind of special challenge, like using a certain type of tower, or not using a certain type of tower, or getting to a certain round with so many lives, or something like that. Just any kind of special challenge that you think would be interesting for me to do or to try. Then on Saturday, I'll try to record those episodes, probably just once a week. Just once a week. I'll record one episode or one challenge or whatever, and then, like I said, post those on Saturdays. So, just let me know your suggestions in these videos. However, once I do post another challenge video on Saturday, leave all your suggestions on that video so that I can just go back to that video if I need to remember what the challenge is, rather than have to go through all the videos. Alright, so, with all that being said, I was going to talk about the boomerang thrower, of course. Boomerang thrower, the specialty building, if you haven't seen it, it's in the main menu, like right before I click start to choose my track. But the specialty building, what that does is if the boomerang thrower throws its boomerangs and it doesn't pierce through all of the potential piercing, I guess, like if it can pop through 3 balloons and it only pops through 2, then it will throw the boomerang out another time to pop 1 more balloon. But say it can pop 3 but only pops 1 the first time and then 1 the second time, it's not going to go out the 3rd time to get that 1 more pop limit. And the reason why that's kind of wasted on the glaive ricochet is because once a glaive hits a balloon, then it will ricochet off into as many other balloons as it possibly can within its range. So really the only benefit of the specialty building is if you miss with your throw, with your glaive, and then it'll send out 1 more time to see if you can hit anything else. But other than that, the specialty building doesn't really affect the glaive ricochet. But the double Ringa deluxe upgrade definitely helps, because now you're shaving off 2 layers instead of just 1, which is very useful, especially against regrow balloons, or just any balloons in general, because it'll get rid of it twice as fast. And you know what? I've got enough money because I wasn't really paying much attention to my money, so might as well get the destroyer. So it now has super duper fast attack rate. And I'm not going to get the aircraft carrier, 1 because it's really expensive, and 2 because I just prefer the destroyer. Once you upgrade it to the aircraft carrier, it loses its ability to pop leads, because it no longer fires its cannons. It just shoots out basically mini monkey aces, and they don't have the ability to pop lead, so that's kind of lame. I could keep it with the ability to pop lead if I use a monkey village, and then upgrade it to the Monkey Intelligence Bureau, but I'm probably not going to do that, just because that's also kind of expensive and a little unnecessary, although I should probably get some camo detection going on. So I probably should use what's called a monkey village, like I said, for camo detection. And I'm going to be placing a couple Moab Maulers just to help out with the Moabs, but I don't want to place too many because my destroyer is pretty good against the Moabs. And because of the layout of this track, these Moab Maulers should be pretty good at... Actually, you know what? I'm going to move this. Because I have the Monkey Tycoon. So forget what I said about not buying a lot. I'm probably going to try to fill up this little lane with Moab Maulers, because in my opinion that's a pretty good spot for Moab Maulers, considering the Moabs will kind of cover up this whole area, and the area of effect explosion from the Moab Mauler will help to pop multiple Moabs when the multiple Moabs will appear. might not be the best place if you're going to do like a Dartling gun and you have the Hydra rocket pods, because then from here, while again the area of effect explosion is pretty nice, it'll also kind of stop you from shooting balloons that get all the way over here or something. I'll explain that more some other time. But let's see, how many is this? 3,070 for the price. God, my nose. Alright, let's see. I will actually, let's see, get a monkey village. And I have the bigger beacon deluxe upgrade. Come on, where can I place this? Not enough room there. That's strange. I guess down here. I guess that works. But I have the bigger beacon deluxe upgrade so that my monkey village has a much larger radius, so that I can affect, I guess, or increase the stats of more of my towers, which is very useful, very, very useful. And right now, because I have the jungle drums and the what's it called, larger beacon or something, I forgot what the first upgrade was called, but it increases the range and attack rate of my towers within the range, and because all of my towers are within the range, then it's obviously increasing the power of all of my towers. But anyways, now increase monkey fort, and then up to radar scanner to help out with the camo detection. So that now all of my towers have camo detection. The destroyer already had camo detection because of the crow's nest, so I could technically sell it and then buy it again without the crow's nest, but that wouldn't really make that much of a difference because it's not that much money I'm saving. So yeah, well actually that would kind of save a lot. It'd save about 500, 600. Let's see, I'd save about 200, 800, that's like, that'd save me about 1,000 if I sold all my towers and built them again within the range of the monkey village. But I guess it is a little unnecessary, because let's see, once I place this here, this should cost about 2,770, because another benefit of the monkey village is that it decreases the cost of anything within its range by 10%. So if this costs 3,070, then 10% of that would be 307, I guess. Yeah, 307. So I guess that, I guess I should have been less than that, or something, or, I don't know. I don't remember exactly how that worked. But anyways, it's about 300 less, so that's good. I would think that should be even smaller, though. Or maybe just because of the way that it, the other numbers, it's specific, exactly 10% less. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less, just because of how the numbers work. But anyways, let's see, gonna get another Moab Mauler. Probably gonna stop at 5 Moab Maulers. And I don't get the Moab Assassin ability, because 1, it's much more expensive, and 2, I don't like activated abilities, if you don't know. If you're not familiar with me, I don't like using activated abilities because I prefer my popping power to be consistent. I don't want to rely on something that has a cooldown, even though the great thing about the Monkey Tycoon is once you use the activated ability, you can then sell and then rebuy your tower in order to reuse your activated ability, which is pretty awesome. But again, that does take a little bit of time, and don't want to fuss with that or worry about that. I'd rather just have all my popping abilities consistent and not have to worry about cooldowns. So yeah, yeah. Even though it is pretty powerful, it is pretty good, and that's why I never use Ground Zero. Like I was saying at the beginning of the mission, or beginning of the episode, not mission, beginning of the episode, I was talking about how I did the Alpine Lake and Fireworks stage on Fast Forward on Friday, and one of them, I think it was on Fireworks, someone commented saying that I should have used the Ground Zero ability, and that probably would have been a good idea, but I just don't use Ground Zero specifically. Like, of all the activated abilities, I think Ground Zero is the one I don't use the most, I guess, even though I don't really use any of them. Well, I did try to use the, what was it, the Technological Terrors activated ability, the Balloon Annihilation. So, alright, with 5 Moabs, that's good. For now, going to move on to making a couple more Glaive Ricochet to help out with clumps and streams, specifically ceramic clumps and streams. Probably, like the Moab Maulers, probably just going to go for 5. And I don't need to build to the 3rd level, the Glaive Lord. because I don't really have a need for that. The biggest advantage is probably the camo detection of the Glaive Lord upgrade, but I've already got the radar scanner for the camo detection, so I don't need to worry about that. And alright, so now that I've got this defense, this should be pretty good. With 5 Glaive Ricochet with the double Venga, and that's shaving off 10 layers per throw, which is pretty awesome, because they attack decently fast. With 5 Moab Maulers, that's doing about 50 damage per shot, so that's maybe 4 seconds to get rid of a Moab layer, and then maybe 16 seconds or less to get rid of the other layers, and then that's not even including the Glaive Ricochet 10 layers, and plus the Destroyer being super awesome. So, I mean, this is a pretty good setup, as far as I know. I think it's pretty good. Obviously, it could be better with more towers and everything, but should work okay. Now, I kind of want to build more, just because I'm sure this isn't perfect. I'm sure this isn't quite enough, but actually, now I kind of do want to see how far this goes. I'm going to pay attention and actually save my game every round, or at least every other round, and I'm going to see how far this gets me, because I would like to think that this is a pretty good defense. Now, this one, Monkey Town, this upgrade, if you can read it, it says, all balloons popped by towers within the radius of the Monkey Town get 50% more cash per pop. Basically, for every 2 pops, you get 3 cash, which is decent, it's nice, it's helpful. And because all of my towers are within the range, it increases my cash total by 50%. Not like if I had 1,000 and then I got the upgrade, it would be 1,500 type of thing. One, because you can't afford it with 1,000, but you know what I mean. It doesn't increase your current cash, it increases the cash that you get from future pops. That sounded weird, future pops, but anyways, so let's see how far this defense gets me. That'll be pretty interesting. Obviously, I do have some deluxe upgrades, so that's the thing. I've kind of started this series to be a walkthrough, kind of, for anyone that wants to beat these stages but doesn't know how. They can always just watch my walkthroughs and then get through it. But obviously, I'm using deluxe upgrades, and occasionally I use some special agents and the specialty building. So in order to completely follow this walkthrough, you would need those deluxe upgrades. But then again, if you've been following my walkthrough for the last, like, almost a year, I think, probably, yeah, I'd say maybe over a year. I don't remember when the first Bloons episode I posted was. I think it was in March. So yeah, almost a year. And of course, you don't have to be following me since then, because that'd be ridiculous, but I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I've been using deluxe upgrades, and if you've been following what I've been doing, then you should have enough money for the deluxe upgrades, so that should be fine. So yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, look, when Moab made it down, I guess, because of the way that popped at the angle and everything. So if I can get rid of that one BFB that quickly, I should be able to take down pretty much everything that quickly. Obviously there will be a few exceptions, and the ZOMG will get through a little bit farther, but this should go pretty well. Not really that worried, because the BFB is just about the strongest thing you'll have to worry about until the last round, and considering it's only round 62, it's not really much else I need to worry about. Obviously the ceramic clumps will be a little bit of a problem, but with 10 layers being shaved off because of these 5 Glaive Ricochet, I don't think I really have anything else to worry about. I kind of feel like just fast forwarding through the rest of it, but I suppose that would probably be a bad idea. And also, kind of to mention, fast forwarding again, whenever I do fast forward, I always play some music by my brother, because he was kind enough to let me use his music for my videos, for whenever I fast forward, or just for my little intro screen. But which I say he was kind enough, but really it's basically just free advertising, because he makes music. I guess, he does make it professionally, because he does get paid for it, but he has a Bandcamp page, For any of you that aren't familiar with it, if you're new subscribers or something, it's pretty much always the first link in the description is his Bandcamp page and his YouTube channel, but he doesn't really do anything with his YouTube channel. So if you're interested in the music, like I said, because it's on Bandcamp, you could get it for free, but of course I would always ask that you maybe please pay like $1 or even like 50 cents if you can, but you can get it for free if you want. Just to help support him in his music and all that, because I think he does make some pretty good music. And of course I'm not just saying that because he's my brother. Like, if you listen to his music, it's pretty good. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about that, I guess. So yeah, round 65, 20 more rounds. Don't think I need to buy anything else because I was able to defeat the ceramic clumps pretty easily. Round 76 might give me some trouble because I've realized recently that that's the ceramic regrow rush, which is pretty powerful. Is what killed me on the fireworks stage. But now that I've got these 5 Glaive Ricochet plus the 5 Moab Maulers, which are helpful, but of course not quite as good as the Glaive Ricochet in that regard, I should be fine dealing with those. And I don't think any BFVs are going to make it through this little turn with the Moab Maulers. And then the Glaive Ricochet will be able to get rid of any ceramics that come out of it. So that should be fine. I shouldn't have to worry about that. And then obviously the Destroyer is helpful as a nice little backup. And I've got 30,000 cash. I was about to say 300,000, but that'd be way too much. So yeah, I've got 30,000 cash. So I could build something pretty awesome. With all that money, I could probably get a pretty good Super Monkey. Not a technological terror, I don't think. I'm pretty sure they're more expensive than that, but I'd be pretty good. I'd be pretty well set, or well off set. Well, I don't know how to phrase that, but yeah, just waiting for the rest of the thing. And again, I've mentioned this before in a couple of my videos, and I actually tweeted Ninja Kiwi about this, but no reply yet. If they could make an auto send wave button to make it similar, to what's it called, Apocalypse, where the waves would just constantly be coming in. However, a little bit different, where once you pop all the balloons from the wave, it'll automatically send the next wave rather than wait for you to click go and or fast forward. That way, for these moments where I've got my build set up and I can just sit back and relax and just wait for it, then that would go through much quicker because I don't have to just sit here and actually click the go button, which obviously would only save me like a couple seconds at most, because it doesn't exactly take me long to click go. But it would just be nice to actually just sort of sit back and have my hands off the keyboard, maybe like play my 3DS or something, and not have to worry about the game. But anyways, that's just as good. It's just a suggestion. Obviously nothing too major, not really a complaint. Although I would see that one kind of problem or setback with having an auto send wave is whether or not you'd be able to save during it, because then the next wave would start right away and you wouldn't have a chance to save, which you can just like deselect the auto send wave so you can save at the end of it, or have the save be set to a way so that when you click save, it just saves from the last wave, so you could sort of save in the middle of the round but have it save before that round, if that makes sense. Like, not have it save right before you die because you saved it right at the wrong moment, which totally off topic, but a random story that I want to tell you guys now was there was this game for the computer. It was like this really low budget old 90s game, I guess, called the CIA Operative or something, where it's just like 5 short missions where first person shooter, you go in and do some CIA operative type of James Bond type of thing, I guess. I guess I played it kind of a lot, but anyways, small game, I guess. But there was one time when one of the missions, you get out of this factory, you get on the back of a truck, and then you're driving away to safety. And I was on really low health, and right as I passed the checkpoint, someone shot me and killed me. And because it was like a half second after I got to the checkpoint, every time I loaded the game, I was dead in like half a second. So I had to like restart the entire mission. I was right at the end. It was all frustrating, and just a random thing, just a random story to share with you all. from my childhood, I suppose. But anyways, yeah, has that ever happened to you? Obviously, I'm sure like maybe one of you have ever played that game. Probably not. Probably none of you have played that game. But anyways, have you ever played a game where that kind of situation happened, where you had to save, or some checkpoint or something happened right before you died, and you had to keep replaying that death or something? I don't know. I'm sure modern day games have figured out a way to avoid that, but I don't know. Maybe it does still happen somewhere. And in case you're wondering, yes, I could use the high energy beacon, which I almost want to say high energy bacon, just for the fun of it. But all nearby towers with abilities have their cooldowns reduced by 20%. Adds a powerful energy beam attack. It actually is really powerful, really good, but for the last 20 or 30 rounds, I think, this defense has been holding off pretty well. I haven't lost any lives, so I think I did pretty good on this stage for a first time on hard. Now I'm kind of interested in what it would be like on reverse. That would be pretty interesting, because then you would start off with this long, straight path, which would change things a little bit, because right here, all these curves and turns help separate the wave a little bit more, so that it's not as compact, and then also just gives you more time to pop it. So that's pretty interesting. Like I said, I'm curious to see how well that would play out, how differently it would be. Because this track specifically, because of the asymmetrical, inorganic, geometric shape, I guess, I'm not really sure how to describe that. Just because of the shape or the layout of the track, it does make the reverse aspect a lot more important. Not like the rink stage or the what other track was it? Not the Crucible, the Bloonhenge, or what other tracks are the Clock. Stages like that. Well, actually, the Clock is a little bit different on reverse, but stages like that, or the let's go again. I was gonna say the Alpine Lake, but that is a little bit different whether it's reverse or not. Anyways, stages like the Rink or Bloonhenge are basically the same whether you do it on reverse or not. It doesn't change the strategy at all. It just sort of reverses the flip. I guess not reverses the flip. That doesn't make any sense, but you know what I mean. It's basically the same. But this stage in particular, doing it on reverse or non-reverse, does make a difference because of this initial change in the track. It obviously wouldn't make a huge difference if you place these towers here. It would probably have the same effect on reverse or non-reverse, but just if you're trying to pop everything before it gets too far, because you want the track or the game to go by quicker, because that's another thing. Because I have all these towers here near the beginning of the track, then it's helpful to pop everything sooner and then be able to get through to the next track easier, which might not seem like it makes much of a difference, but if it takes 5 seconds to pop everything per round with all my defenses here, and then 20 seconds here, that's an extra 15 seconds for every 85 rounds, so that would make a huge difference. I mean, of course, that was all hypothetical, rough math, so that it's probably not going to make that big of a difference, but you know what I mean? Like, every second counts when it's multiplied by 85, so kind of got to think about that when you're trying to make a YouTube video and make it under an hour, because these videos do take a while. And some people have said that they do like the long video format, which is nice. But then again, for the whole uploading thing, because alright, now I'm about to go on somewhat of a rant. Not really a rant, but just sort of a long explanation, which I guess, it's sort of a rant, because I'll probably sound a bit frustrated. Oops, don't turn that off. Alright, so, I was kind of thinking about this in my head. There's about 10 games or more that I want to do a Let's Play of. Obviously, I cannot do all 10 right now, because that would be way too much, but let's say right now I'm uploading a Bloons Tower Defense 5 Deluxe Edition video, which usually takes about 30 to 40 minutes of actual video. Then there's the Bloons Tower Defense Battles episode, which usually takes about 10 to 15 minutes. Eventually I'm going to start back up on Bloons Monkey City, again another 10 to 15 minutes, maybe longer. Ratchet and Clank I want to do, probably going to keep it around 10 to 15 minutes. And for a second there I thought I was about to lose some lives, but additionally Dungeon Defenders, like I said, 10 to 15 minutes, maybe even more. So let's see, that's 5 games. 4 of them are about 10 to 15 minutes, probably more. So that's about an hour, hour and a half, plus the 30 to 40 minutes, that's about another 2 hours per day that I would like to upload. So if that's 2 hours of actual video, that means, one, it's going to take me 2 hours to record that per day. Then the 4 hours it'll probably take to actually render the video once I'm done editing, which usually takes about 5 or 10 minutes, so that's not too much. That's about 6 hours that we're up to right now, and then the additional, what would that be, like 8 hours of uploading, probably. So that's about 14 hours of time specified for recording episodes, and that's just a rough estimate. So about 16 hours a day is what I said, I think, or 14 or 16 hours a day. That's a lot, because that's only leaving 8 hours for sleep, 8 or 10, and then, you know, I gotta eat and probably go outside a little bit, maybe an hour, probably 10 minutes a day for me, just because I don't get out much. And then I've also got to interact with my family that lives here, so that means chores and stuff, which usually take about an hour, maybe 2 per day, so average about 10 hours a week. I'm probably not going to be able to upload that many videos. For sure, Bloons Advent Battles. I mean, not Bloons. Oh, yes, Bloons Advent Battles, but also Bloons Advent 5 Deluxe Edition. Because that would only take about 3 or 4 hours a day, I think. Which, of course, people do work like 8 hours a day in normal jobs, so I shouldn't complain about spending 4 hours playing video games. But that was a really... Was that just me, or was that a really long round? I wasn't even paying attention. I was just thinking about how much time I spend playing video games. But if I did live on my own, or just like me and my girlfriend, / then it would be my wife when we move in or whatever. But oh wow, there's a lot of BFBs. I might not actually make it this round, but oh well, I saved, so if I do die, I can just restart it from the last wave and then buy a bunch of upgrades or something. But anyways, if I didn't have to deal with living with the family, I guess, like actually doing chores and such and being human and socializing and stuff, if I could just devote 16 hours a day to YouTube, I definitely would. Because, one, I would be being paid to play video games, which is probably literally my dream job, to get paid to play video games. That's amazing. But yeah, I'd probably spend all of my time doing this. But obviously the problem with that is if I didn't have my family here, and I didn't have them supporting me and paying bills and all that, I would definitely not be able to afford a life on the $5 a month that I might be getting from YouTube. So it's definitely going to take a while for me to actually be able to support myself on YouTube. But I promise, once I'm able to actually afford to spend all of my time making videos on YouTube, I probably will be. So I don't know what the point of this was. I generally go on tangents and rants and don't even know why I'm doing it. But just in case any of you were wondering, that's sort of my general living situation at the moment. But now I almost want to try spending 16 hours a day, but I know right now I wouldn't be able to do that because there'd be plenty of days where I can't spend 16 hours a day because I'm helping out doing other stuff or sleeping or something. Because I'm sure I sleep more than 8 hours a day. Well, 8 hours a night, I guess. Well, I usually go to bed after midnight, so I guess it would be 8 hours a day. I tend to stay up till about 1 or 2 in the morning, which is probably a really bad habit, because then I get up around 9 or 10, which I guess is 8 hours of sleep, but then I'm starting off like already through the day. And because it's winter, it gets dark so soon. It's ridiculous. But again, it looks like a lot more BFBs and Moabs, just because they're all spread out and move in different directions. But man, this defense, I mean, I built this defense so early, and it's still holding up. That is ridiculous. I mean, obviously I might lose some lives right now, but yeah, I might lose this round, just because of how many balloons seem to be getting through. But again, because of the glaive ricochet, it's able to follow through with that, and again, because of the Moabs helping to let it ricochet off, and wow, I'm doing so much better than it looks like I should be. Glaive ricochets and Moab maulers and the destroyer for support. definitely the best. And I really shouldn't forget the Monkey Town, or Monkey Village, really, because I did really need the Monkey Town upgrade. I've got over 100,000 cash. That is ridiculous. Alright, so now here's the real test. Will it be able to defeat the ZOMG? Because this is a pretty good defense against a bunch of Moabs and BFBs, but against one ZOMG, I'm not 100% sure how well it's going to do. But considering how much range these bomb towers have, these Moab Maulers are able to attack the ZOMGs from so far away, that's actually really interesting. But yeah, maybe. I'm actually, wow, I'm really surprised that the, the Moab Maulers can, or even just that one Moab Mauler was able to attack it from so far away. That's really cool. But yeah, let's see if this can actually work. I have a feeling it won't, but who knows? I mean, obviously someone knows. Someone knows how well this defense is going to work. And I feel like I use Glaive Ricochet and Moab Maulers too much. I guess I should try switching up my strategy. But whenever I do that, I tend to lose. So I think I might just stick with Glaive Ricochet and Moab Maulers. And let's see. Come on, Glaive Ricochet. Almost. Destroyer. Can you finish it off? And nice. Alright, so that defense, I'd have to go back and watch from whatever round it was. I think it was in the 30s that I got that defense up. And then it just went so well. That was pretty amazing, in my opinion. Alright, so I guess that's it for this episode. Where am I going in the next episode? In the next episode, I will be taking on the Pumpkin Patch, which should probably end up in a very similar manner. I should do pretty good, because I played that in the, what's called Bloons Defense Battles stage. But obviously it'll be much different from the Battles one. The North Pole, I've never played that one, and 3 times around, never played that. And then I'll be going down to these hard mode stages, then going through here. So yeah, I've got plenty of time to record not plenty of time to record episodes. I do have plenty of time to record episodes, but I mean plenty of episodes to record. So anyways, that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.